Doing a little off-road skills practice today, and I'm yet to successfully, like, I've climbed this hill several times already, but it's always really sloppy. So we're just going to keep going up and down this thing until I get it. I'm trying not to use so much speed. There we go. I'm trying not to use so much speed because you don't always have speed when you're on a trail. Like, this has got a good run up. But you know, and sometimes you gotta stop. Sometimes like your buddy stops in the middle of the trail and you gotta just go use what you have to make your own momentum, right? So I could bomb this. I could just fly up and it'll be no problem, but I'm trying to go relatively slow up this thing. Woo! I'm still learning how to ride this bike, and I watched a video. I'm gonna link it to another guy's channel that I watch. No, I don't know him at all or anything, but it's a lot of good off-road videos with off-road riding tips and stuff. And I guess there's this racer, and he just took out this old clapped out, you know, ancient bike, and he took it on this rally, and he kicked everybody's asses, even though he was on an old machine, heavy machine, low power machine. So, oh fuck. So basically, the point of that guy's video was that it's not the bike, it's the rider. And it's not like this is gonna win any kind of like motocross championship or anything, but I've been wanting to get a new bike, not a new bike, but just like a more off-road, lighter bike, more powerful bike. But I feel like I should learn my lessons on this one first. Woohoo! Woohoo! That was scary as fuck. But you go back down and you do it again until that shit doesn't happen anymore. Whew. So someday, yeah, gonna get a newer, better, lighter, faster bike. But for now, I feel like let's work on the rider mod. Woo, that was a good little wheelie at the end there. And I should mention too, now I'm just going to show you, my tires are basically done. So that's part of the issue too. But I mean, like, that's how you get good, I think. If you practice with everything in the ideal, in like ideal, you know, like, got brand new tires, got, you know, this is dry, but like you should go practice when it's wet and sloppy. You should practice when you have bad tires. You should practice on a heavy bike, and that way when you actually have an ideal situation, you'll kick ass. There's this Rindo, the one where I got squished between the tree and my bike. And I sat down because I got freaked out, and then my bike, the front end started coming up, so I hit the brakes, and then I was just stuck on this incline. And because of that panic reaction, I really fucked myself. And honestly, I'm afraid to go back to that trail now because I just associate it with fucking myself over. So I guess that's part of the reason why I'm practicing, is just to get some of that fear out of my head and get good at just like standing up, keeping my feet on the pegs, keeping my tank gripped, and that way it won't happen again when I freak out. I think I've said it like a million times before, but I really do love this bike. Woo! That was scary too. Oh well. Do it again before the fear takes over, I guess. Before I used to practice with just a bunch of speed, and I know I just talked about this, but the bike will hang on and climb up a lot steeper stuff than your brain thinks it will. And your brain, well, at least mine is, the big old pussy. And it's just like, no man, no, 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 no. Gas it so you get over, but you can go up some of these things pretty slowly. Like that. If I would have come here a year ago on my CRF, not that the bike had anything to do with it, but just my lack of experience, I would have, there's no way I would have tried to go up that without getting a big old lead in on speed. Whoa! This is another good piece of practice. I could get up and walk the bike up, but let's try to just get it up. There we go. Let's relate this to real life, I guess. In every motorcycle lesson, there's a life lesson. You know, elephants have this thing. Hold on. So baby elephants, right? When they're at the circus or wherever in India or Thailand or whatever, they tie a little rope around their leg and they put a stake in the ground. And they learn, like the elephant's not strong enough to pull the stake out of the ground, so this little baby elephant learns that it can't do it. And then when it's big, it still thinks the same thing. I forget what that's called. Let me think about it. It's called learned helplessness, yeah. And that's actually, and like humans have the same thing. It's kind of basically like the cause of depression. You know, we fail at something, or maybe because of some circumstances we fail at something. And you know, we fail a couple of times and pretty much we just give up, and our mind just makes this block. Makes this block, and we just give up, you know, and we just learn that we suck, and we just kind of we let ourselves believe that our potential is lower than it is. So I think that means, you know, just like bikes, you crash. Like I ought to go back to that hill and try again, just so I can get that block out of my brain. But just like you crash, or you know, you ought to get back on the bike and just prove to yourself that you actually can do it. Because if you don't, you kind of lose a little bit of yourself, lose a little bit of your confidence, and whether you realize it or not, you're low on your. I think you're low on your potential, and everything is within reason. But you know, you got to get back on the horse after you fall off every time. I want to try that line, the one I just fucked up on. That wasn't quite it. And I've got the same thing going on. And you know, talk is easy. It's so easy to talk about stuff, but I'm feeling kind of depressed right now because I feel like with my job, I feel like I'm basically stuck doing what I'm doing here. And it's not nobody's fault but my own. But I had proved to myself that I'm not stuck, because that's basically the only part of my life right now where I'm not satisfied. Oh yeah, that's the one I wanted. See, this is getting easy now. I'm working on those full crank turns too. Yeah. By the way, you know I love my wife, but one of the things that drives me crazy is if she's not good at something, then she doesn't want to do it. You know, like if she plays, let's say we play a card game and she wins first time, she's like, yeah, let's play again. If she loses the first time, she's like, no, fuck this game, we're never gonna play this game again. If you just limit yourself to the stuff that you're automatically good at, everything for you is like every experience is gonna be, you're gonna limit your experiences and everything's gonna be so shallow. When you suck at something, that's when you should just be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try hard. I'm gonna get it. So I know nobody really like. You shouldn't really listen to what I say. I'm not really anybody, but if anybody's on my level, try doing something that you're bad at, or try to succeed at something that you failed at before, and let me know how it goes. I guarantee you it'll be satisfying. I'm out, guys.